In the last video, we have seen how to do the client-side validation using Zod and React hook forms. So when we add a user, it gives us the validations. Okay, and if we remove it, it gives us the real-time validations. Okay, so we have seen how to do this. But now in this video, we will see how to do the server-side validations along with the client-side validation, so both work together. Okay, so let's get started and let's go to the code. Okay, now we have form schema here. So what we will do is we will create this common schema so that the client as well as the server uses this same schema. Okay, so I'll copy this. Okay, now what I will do is in my schemas, I will create a new file. Okay, so I will create a new file here. And we will call it user.ts and we will import Zod here first. Uh, okay, let's import Zod. Okay, so I imported dot Zod here and then we will put the user schema here. Okay, and the first will be the name. Okay, then the email, username, and the password. Okay, so we will do this. Okay, and we have this user schema now. Okay, now let's import this schema into the component. So let's go to create users. So let's go to the create users here, page.tsx, and let's import it. Okay, import uh, user schema. So I have imported this user schema now, and then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these validations, and then we are going to use the form schema. Okay, we are just going to include this user schema here because we have imported the user schema and it is already into the separate file, so we removed the other code. Okay, here also we will replace this with the user schema. Since we are going to use the server-side validation as well, so let's import these packages over here. Okay, click on save and let's create a type state. Okay, now so let's type state. Okay, this will be for the error messages. Okay, once I do this, let me save this. Next, so here we are also going to use the set errors. Okay, so we combine the client side errors along with the server side errors with the common error pattern. Okay, when we do this, we save this. Next part. So now next part, let's use the initial state. Okay, so the errors will be empty. Okay, then what we use is the use action state. This is to send the data. So here, meaning we need to call a server action. So we use this. Okay, use action state, and then let's remove this code. And we use the use action state over here. Okay, so use action state, and then what we do is we just replace this with this. Okay, so and here it will be create user. So create user. So we will call this action here. Okay, and let's remove this. I don't know why this is coming. So we need to create this action. Okay, so we have not created, and we will also use the start transition because here we will be submitting the form on after the client validations are complete. So at that time we will be submitting the form. Hence we use transition here. And is pending is when we click on the submit button and we will disable the button and give it a different text if the form is getting submitted, so that the user does not click it back again and again. So once we do this, so next part what we do is we is use effect function, okay, hook, and then we set the error messages from the server side, okay, over here. Okay, so the same error messages work for the other for the all the fields, okay. So now what we'll do after this is we need an on submit function now. Okay. Okay, so we will create an on submit function. Okay, and then we will okay, and then we will construct the data on the on submit function and submit it to the server side, okay, for the form action. So this will submit it to the server action. Okay, so once I save this, so next part what we need to do is on submit will only call the on submit function now. So it will call this function. Okay, I remove this and put on submit function. So it will call the on submit function over here. Okay, and let's also change this text now. That is okay. So let's remove this username since we do not have the username in a table. So I will remove this. Okay, and my confirm password is getting an error, so I need to check what is happening here. Okay, so I also need to check my schema. So before that, I will just put the add user submit. So like is pending over here. So is pending, creating, and then it will be create user. Okay. So I'll save this and then we will also have disabled so that we are unable to click on the button. Now let's see why the confirm password is not working. If I click on this name, okay. Okay, in the user.tsx, we also have to put the confirm password. Okay, and then we save this. And now let's go to our users page.tsx file and see. Okay, we can see that the error message is gone. Now what we need to do is we need to create the server action. So let's go ahead and create the server action now. So into our actions, let's create a new file .tsx. So this is the new file, that is the create user. So now since it is a server action, let's use use server. Okay, then let's import the libraries. Okay, we do not need Zord over here since the validations are already included. Okay, then we need this create customer. So it's create user here. So create user. Okay. We also need to include the schema here, that is user schema. So let's import user schema here. Okay, we imported user schema. Now let's go to the raw data and we get the raw data from this. Okay, from the form. Okay, and then we validate it. Okay, we validate the raw data. Then we, if there are errors, if there are validation errors, throw this error. Okay, we'll check the existing email now also in the database. This will allow us to throw the server side validation error. So you will get to know exactly how the server side validation errors are thrown. So let's include this. Okay, and then we will throw the error. It will find the email. If it is not unique, we will throw an error. So next part, what we need to do now is once this is done, okay, now once this is done, let's close the function. So let's save it to the database now, and we will create the Prisma user. So let's create it this way. So await user Prisma and we save it and then we redirect it to the users. Okay, since I do not have this page yet, but we will create it later. So first also we need to remove the remove confirm password before this. So let's remove this. Okay, let's remove the confirm password. Okay, so let's remove the confirm password from this. Okay, so let's use it like this. And then we put the user data over here. So this will be saved. Okay, and okay, so we save this. Okay, that used to not work because I had a username here, so I removed the username because we do not have a username in our form. And then I did this confirm password here. Okay, to check the password does not match. So that validation I also added. Okay, and also we need to remove the username from here since we do not have that. So this error is also gone now from this. Okay, now let's reload this page. Okay, so let's test this now. So if I put my name here, email, and I put a password. So I put 6 and I put here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Click on create, passwords do not match, and if I put this password back again, it works. Okay, so this works. So now we will also see if our server validation works. So in our case, we have put to check if the email exists, and if it exists, then we should throw an error. So this email is already there into our super base. Let's see if it throws error. Okay, and you can see that email already exists. So if I put something else here, 123 at the rate of gmail.com, then if I create a user, it will create. Okay, since I have not created the users page, it will give us 404 error. So you can see then now if I reload this super base here, we should see another user that is already created over here. So we should have two records. So we can see two records already saved to the server. So this is how the client and server-side validations work. So I will put this entire code into the description so you can go through this and copy the code and test it by yourself. And also do put comments if you have any queries. Okay, thank you for watching, guys.